Number 1, what was the clue word? Translated. And a translation rule is adding or subtracting, and they were all adding or subtracting. They wanted you to go 5 up, so if you missed it, you're writing this. 5 up and 4 left. Which axis moves left to right? The X. Would left be a plus sign or a minus sign? And which axis moves up and down? And would up be plus or minus? So it's X minus 4, Y plus 5. So the answer was A. Everybody good? Number 2. Which representation shows Y as a function? Function is your clue word. So you should have done a vertical, if you missed it, write that down, vertical line test, because I know you can't actually go perform the test because you don't have the test in front of you. All right, look at F. If I draw a vertical line, how many times did it touch? Is that a function? All right, let's go do G. If I drew a vertical line, how many times did it touch? Is that a function? No. Okay, let's look at H. In H and J, what do we only look at? The X's. Every number should only have one line coming out of it. Do these all have one line? So H was a function. What was wrong with J? 2 lines coming out of 22. Number 3, what was the clue word? Volume. One more, they tell you the shape. Sphere. So I go to my star chart and I find volume, sphere. And I write this formula down. 4/3 pi r cubed. So if you miss it, you're writing this down. 4/3 pi r cubed. Write it down if you missed it. And they gave me the diameter is 21.6. Do I need diameter or do I need radius? So what do I have to do to that number? All right, 21.6 divided by 2 is 10.8. So I'm going to do 4/3 times pi times 10.8 to the 3rd power. Write that down if you missed it. Okay, and I just go type that in my calculator. And there's, oh, what did I do? I forgot to put into the 3rd power. My answer is 5,276. Everybody good? Remember, this is going in your grade book as your test grade. If you don't correct, you're not getting points. All right, the next one, number 4. A customer is going to borrow $12,000 to buy a car. Which loan option would allow the customer to pay the least amount? How many problems did you have to do in this question? Why did you have to do 4? There's 4 answer choices, all with different stuff. This is the principal, yes? So on all of these, you were going to do which formula? Simple interest. So I go to my star chart. Everybody better be paying attention. Here's the formula for simple interest, PRT. So everybody look, what's my principal for every single one? Y'all better be writing this down. So you're going to write choice F, 12,000 times. What's the rate? But you have to change that to by dividing by 100. 5.2 divided by 100 is 0.052. Write it down. Times, what's the time?
4.
All right. What am I going to write down for G? Y'all, for your answers, you're going to go write this. And write it down. 12,000 times 0.052 times 4. Do y'all make sense what you're writing? All right, what am I writing for G? 12,000 times 0.042 times, what's my time on that one? Good. What am I writing for H? 0.047 times 6. And the last one, 12,000 times 0.084, not point zero, I mean not 0 point, but 0.084 times 3. All you had to do was type those in your calculator and see which one was the cheapest. Okay, so let's go do F. Here's my number, 2496. Now I'm going to do the next one. That's for F. Write it down. $25.20. No, I'm on C. All right, which one's the cheapest? This one right here, $24.96. Now, was that hard? No, but it was a lot of setting up 4 different problems. I need everybody sitting up. Number 5, what was the clue word? Non-proportional. Remember, to find proportional, you divide. Y divided by X. If it gives you the same number all the way down, it is proportional. So let's look at A. I'm just going to divide. -4 divided by 1. -4. -12 divided by +3. -4. -28 divided by 7. What is it? Is A proportional or non-proportional? Why is A proportional? Because you get all the same. Let's look at B. 93.5 divided by -17. 27.5 divided by -5. What do y'all think? Probably proportional. Let's look at C. That's going to be 7.5. 30 divided by 4. 7.5. 52.5 divided by 7. 7.5. That looks like it's going to be proportional. Let's check D. 11 divided by -5. Oh, look right there. That is non-proportional because they are not the same when I divide Y divided by X. Any questions? All right, moving on. Number 6. Triangle TRW is shown on the coordinate grid. Triangle TRW will be dilated. What is the clue word? Look at the answer choices. Could you have marked any off right away because they are not dilations? Which ones are not dilations? H and J. Why are they not? Because they're adding. That's a translation. All right, it says N is the scale factor. That means you're going to multiply by N. So what's the only one multiplying by N? G. What's wrong with F? It's dividing by N. In scale factors, you don't divide. You multiply. All right, number 7. A student's parents invest $5,000 in a college savings account that pays 4.85% simple interest. So what was your clue word? Which amount is closest to the interest earned at the end of 15 years? So I go get my simple interest formula, which is PRT. What's my P? So 5,000 times, what's my rate? But I got to change it to a? By dividing by? Okay, so 0.0485 times 15. And that's all you had to do. Type that in your calculator. So let's see what we get. So the answer was C. Number 8. Triangle XYZ is rotated 90 degrees clockwise. What's your clue word? 90-degree rotation. Now, everybody look at me and let's remember, when I rotate a shape, did it change size? Did it change shape? Are the angles the same? Everything's the same except the way I see it, right? All right, it says which statement is true? F says the sum of the angle measures are less than the new angle measures. What did we say about the angles? They stayed the? All right, that's not it. G, the angle measures are less. No, they are the? All right. The triangle is not congruent. Okay, everybody look, I rotated. Is it congruent or not congruent? It's congruent. And J says the area of the triangle is equal to the area of the new triangle. Yes, they are equal because it stays the same. Everybody's sitting up and paying attention.
That was 8?
Yep, that was number 8.
This is what I think that I got here.
If you have a plus sign, you got it right.
But I don't got a plus sign.
Then you missed it.
That's J, but it says
Number 9. A college has 2 classrooms of students. Guys, did you even have to really read this, or did you see right here? That's all you had to do. Do y'all see that? What is that called? It's called an equation. It can be solved in your calculator. Where do you go? So you go to y equals, delete everything that's there, and you type it in. 70 minus 4x, tab down, 30 plus 4x. Now what do I hit? Second trace option. Wait for it to graph. Can I see the intersection? So do I need to probably zoom out or change my windows to negative 200, positive 200? Let's see if this will work. It worked. My answer is, when you grid that, here's the decimal. 5 must go before the decimal. Check and see. If you put the 5 after the decimal, that's why you missed it. So you did everything correct, you just didn't bubble it right. It has to go before the decimal. All right, let's move on. Number 10. A water tank contains 275 gallons of water. Is that a starting amount or a rate? That's a starting amount. That's how much water it contains. Is that a positive number or a negative number? Yeah, there are 275 gallons. Does everybody, I can't spell. Does everybody agree that is a positive number? So look at the answer choices. What do you see you could probably mark out? What's wrong with F? Yep, they gave that 275 a minus sign. Okay, G looks good so far with that there. Do y'all agree? What's wrong with H? They said the 275 was a rate, that it got the variable. So H and J are out. Right there, you already know the answer has to be G. It says the amount of water in the tank is going to decrease at a rate of 15 gallons per week. Why did the 15 get a negative sign? Because it's going down. So the answer was G. Questions? All right, number 11 was a scatter plot. Now, these were not fair for y'all because you could not draw on the test. I have made that known to the principals. I'm making sure that it is corrected for the actual STAR test, okay? You had to draw a trend line going through these dots and use your trend line to make a prediction. So let's see what we got here. Do I like that trend line? I wanted to know about, based on the scatter plot, what is the best prediction of the height and centimeters of a student who weighs 64 kilograms? Where's 64 kilograms at? Down here or over here? Right here. So I go over and down, and I'm in between 154 and 158. So which answer is between those? 156. Everybody good? Everybody sitting up paying attention? Number 12. Which transformation does not preserve congruence? How many times did I say this to y'all? A whole bunch, right? What does not preserve congruence? Dilations. That's all you were looking for, is the word dilation. Number 13. A teacher bought markers at a cost of $3 per set. Did everybody read that clue word? So what does that mean the 3 is going to get? The x. So y equals 3x. The teacher had a $2 off coupon. So what I do, plus 2 or minus 2? Which table shows this relationship? What could I do with this? Go to my calculator and put it in y equals. So I'm going to put in 3x minus 2. And where am I going to go to see which table it matches? Second graph. So I've got positive 3, positive 7. So this one's good. This one's not. This one doesn't have 3. This one doesn't have 3. So the next one I'm going to check is 9. 925. So that one's good. That one's good. Nope. Nope. And nope. There's my answer. Questions? Are we okay? Number 14. What's the clue word? Okay, that's kind of a clue word. What's it asking me to do? Say it loud. Volume. And what kind of shape? So I go to my star chart, find volume of a cylinder, and it's pi r squared h. Write that down if you missed it. Did they give me a radius? Yes or no? So what did I have to do to 2.5? 2.5 divided by 2 is 1.25. So I'm doing pi times 1.25 squared times what's the height? All right, did I have to solve it or just set it up? All right, so which one is correct? Which one says that? H. All right, the next one. It was asking about the slopes of Km to PS, but I didn't like how they asked this because it was actually, the way it asked was a similar figure where you highlighted. Y'all remember how to highlight? So you would have had to redraw these on your paper. So if you missed it, go redraw it like this. And then label, this is going to be KLM. Go label it. And then this one's going to be PR and then S. Y'all remember how we highlighted? Yes or no? Okay. KL corresponds with what? PR. Okay, so I'm going to go highlight. KLPR. That's all I see. Oh, RPLK, same thing. Okay, now I'm going to go highlight LM and RS. All right, and then I'm going to go highlight KM and PS. Which one can I eliminate because it's not highlighted correctly at all? C. It's got 3 colors. Does everybody agree? Yes or no? Okay, this one looks good, this one looks good, and this one looks good for colors. So now all I'm going to do is big and small. KL came from small. LM came from small. Does everybody agree? PR came from big, and RS came from big. Okay, RS came from big. SP came from big. LM came from small, and MK came from small. They really messed y'all up with this question. If y'all missed this, I'm not even mad at you. All right, PS came from big. PR came from big. KM came from small, and KL came from small. So all of them look correct, yes? All right, so now we've got to figure out another way to figure out this thing. All right, so KL is yellow on the left, and PR, they wanted you to do rise over run. So which ones would we take out that are not rise over run? So these right here, KM and PS, have nothing to do with rise over run, right? So KM and PS. Where you said D? Yep. What about this one? MK. Yep. I hate that question. The answer was A. All of A, B, and D were all correct with proportions, but it said which proportion would we be used to show how the slope. And with slope, we only care about what? Rise over run. Yeah, they did y'all wrong on that question. Did any of y'all get it right? Oh, y'all did? Good job. Number 16. Ooh, number 16 was easy. It was a 3rd grade question. But first you had to change them all to what? Decimals. All right, so here we go. The square root of 12.25 was $3 and? Not 5. $3.50. Remember, we like to keep it money. 2 and 1/6 is $2.16 or 17 cents, whichever one you chose to put. All right, this one I had to go use alpha y equals 37 over the square root of 144. Math, decimal, enter. $3.08. And 8/3 is $2.67. Do y'all see how easy this question was now? Which TV screen has the smallest? Well, which one is the smallest? X. $2.16. Questions? We good? Let's move on. A math teacher observed that as the number of hours students study increases, the number of errors they make on their multiplication tests decrease. Did y'all hear what it just said? As they study, their errors do what? All right, so which one has it as it's going up on the x-axis, it's going down on the y-axis? What's happening here? As I go up on the x-axis, I'm going up on the y-axis. What's happening here? Nothing. What's happening here? Something, but it's like up and down. What's happening here? As I study more, my errors go down. Everybody good? So far, this test has been very easy. The only one that was kind of challenging was that last one that we were talking about. Number 18. Oh, now this one was hard. The diagram shows the height of a cone that holds its ice cream. The cone has a volume of 1.5 pi. So what's the formula, guys? Volume equals what? 1/3 pi r squared h. It wants to know which measurement is closest to the... Guys, you could have used the answer choices and just tried them out. So everybody look at F. I want my answer to equal 1.5 pi. Where's pi? There we go. I want my answer to equal that, about 4.7. That's the answer. So I'm going to do 1/3 times pi times 0.6 squared times 4.5. Where did I get 4.5 from? The height, right? And I'm going to see if that gives me 4.7. So 1/3 times pi times 6 squared. Oh, excuse me, times 0.6 squared times 4.5. Did that give me 4.7? No. So now I try it with this one. 1/3 times pi times 1.4 squared times 4.5. Did that give me 4.7? No. 1/3 times pi times 1 squared times 4.5. Did that give me 4.7? Yes. Do y'all see how you can use your answer choices when it asks a backwards question? They said this is the answer. Which one is the radius? All right, number 19. Which set of ordered pairs is a function? What do we only look at for functions? The x's. So everybody look at A. 0, 2, negative 5.5, negative 5.5. No. Why? Repeated itself. 5, 3, negative 9.2, and positive 9.2. Yes. Why is that a function? They're all different numbers. Remember that a positive and a negative are totally different numbers, okay? Number 20 says you have a dilation. It says this polygon is a garden in a park. It's going to be dilated to create this new polygon. Now, I haven't taught you this way yet. This is definitely a different than I've ever taught you. So if you missed this, I totally understood. Okay, it says Q. Here's Q. Does everybody agree? What is Q's coordinate right here? 6, comma what? 2. And they want to make it 21, comma 7. So if I want to know the rule, I must do new over old. So all you had to do was pick one of these to do new over old. Well, look which one. This is out because it's a translation, yes? Which number did they use? The 21 and the 6 or the 7 and the 2?
7 and 2.
So which one is new? 7. This one was already there, right? So 7 over 2. So that one was definitely worded way different than we've ever taught you guys. Are we okay? Do y'all understand how to do it now? They just gave you the 2 coordinates for you to do the new over old. They didn't give you the pictures. All right, number 21. Oh, this one was so easy. They gave you 2 coordinates and asked for an equation. So what do you use? Stat. Stat will be your best friend. So you go to Stat, Edit, delete whatever's there. I'm going to put in -1 and +1. And then I'm going to put in -1/4. And then I'm going to put in -3/4. Stat, calc, which option do I choose? 4. And here is my equation. Y equals -0.25 x minus 0.5. Does everybody know what 0.5 is as a fraction? As a fraction? 1/2, right? So this is y equals, over here is going to be -1/2. And if you don't know what -0.25 is, look what you can do. Math, fraction, enter. What is that? -1/4. So the answer was C. Ooh, look how easy 22 was. What was 22's clue word? So where do I go in my calculator? Mode SCI. And I type in 4951000, and there's my answer. So my exponent is 6. So before I move on, I want to go back to mode and get out of scientific. Is everybody good? All right, the next one says, what's your clue word? Okay, what else? Total surface area. So I go to my star chart and I write the formula down. If you missed it, write it down. Most of you probably missed it. All right, I need a P, I need an H, and a B. What was the first thing I told y'all to find and then mark it out? The height. How tall is this standing? All right, I write it down and then I mark it out. Yes? What does P stand for? Perimeter of the? All right, here's the base right here. All of that. So I'm going to add 16 plus, what's this side? 16 plus 8 plus, all right, let's go put that in. 48. How do you find big B? Where do we write big B all the time? On the star chart next to area. So what is the area? What do? Length times, so 16 times 8, which is 128. Now that I have all three of those pieces, I simply plug them into this formula. So P times H plus 2 times B. And I type that in my calculator, and that will give me my answer, which is 736 inches squared. Questions? All right, let's do another one. At a restaurant, 600 customers were served during a 10-hour period. Which graph has a slope that best represents this? Well, look at F and G. Can I mark those off right away? Because that's saying no matter how many hours it was, they always served 60 people. So that's out and that's out. Now I have to decide between these two. So all you had to do was y divided by x. So 600 divided by 10. What's 600 divided by 10? So in 1 hour, 60 people were served. So which graph has that? H. All right, let's stop there for today. So make sure your name is on everything. I'm going to pick it up and give it back to you tomorrow.